Tonight on Pure Country Reacts. This is part 3. Me, myself, and Jimin, and this was a three concepts, or 3 concept videos, or 3.
1 mood sampler and 2 concept videos.
There you go. The first one was a mood sampler. Second's concept. Third one's concept. And are they all the same? Are they all in the same ballpark?
Sort of in the same ballpark because it's the same message.
Okay. So anyway, all of the members of BTS are going to be doing their concept videos. Only 3 have theirs out right now. Lexi said that she felt led to go ahead and go into her ideas or her thoughts on the concept behind Jimin's, myself, and Jimin. Chaos. So this is part 3 and the final video, unless he comes out with some more. But she felt led to go ahead and do his. We will end up doing the other 2 members. Actually, all the members when they come out, but only 2 other ones have theirs out presently. So
but definitely check out the last 2 videos, because the last one before this one, we did a lot of explaining.
We did a whole lot of talking, and we got sort of kind of off. We were in the ballpark, but we got off a little bit, and then we got right back on again.
Well, the off part kind of explained the on part.
Right,
pieces.
Exactly. So
which makes me understand why his song is called ID, which is identification of chaos.
Exactly. I apologize. I don't know why I'm yawning anyway. But anyway, so this is
your long nap earlier today.
Yeah, I didn't even say that. But anyway, this is the 3rd and final concept that's out there right now. So let's go ahead and get into it. I haven't saw these, so she is gonna go through. I don't know if it has as much symbolism in it, but that's sort of kind of the purpose of reviewing it, was to review some of the symbolisms and what she feels like Jimin is trying to convey in the concept. So
for an outfit, I see. Okay. This place looks very dilapidated and empty.
There's nothing on the walls.
No, it's very plain and very empty. Probably his feelings, and even the fact that he seems very sluggish. Like he seems really alone, because this place is not very lively. It's sort of dark.
It's dark, and it doesn't have any a lot of color to it. I mean, as far as, maybe happy colors or something that I would even equate to something that I would think Jimin would like.
It's like bland or pale.
Yeah, bland, blah.
That's probably the feeling that he has. And I see mannequins over here again.
We got bottom half a mannequin and a top half, so it's cut in half, looks like.
So he's got white on, he's got black pants on, but he has what would you call that?
And I don't know what you would properly call it, but to me, it's called a house coat. But it's probably like a smoke jacket, I think they call them. A lot of times, men with a lot of money would have, quote-unquote, a smoke jacket, which is a really dressy house coat kind of thing. But they would go to their smoke room and have their cigar, or they might would have their brandy or something after. But it's usually you don't see men wearing those a whole lot, at least not here.
And typically not here. And I see that he has 2 buttons unbuttoned. Now, typically people wouldn't look this far into things, but how many buttons you have buttoned and unbuttoned typically gives a lot about your personality, or at least your feeling presently of how you're wearing your shirt. And typically that resembles comfort or trying to release something.
Okay.
Because as you can see, his chest is exposed.
And normally that's not really something that he typically would do.
No, he doesn't. He's typically not comfortable with that.
He's more conservative in his attire on his personal time. So that's just the reason that we're saying that.
See, and the thing that I find interesting is that he's wearing red this time, even though he still has white and black on. He's wearing red over it, and red is associated with our primal survival and signifies strength and resilience. Now, he may be trying to guard himself, protect himself from the judgment of everyone presently. Because I did see a mannequin, so I'm sure there's probably more mannequins in here. But the fact that he's in this dilapidated room that's very pale and bland is like his inner feelings of loneliness, and he probably doesn't feel that creative anymore. It's just like he has to be fake.
Right.
And really he's not himself. Yeah. He's so bland in there. Oh, yep. Broken mannequins. Now, the same thing as before, mannequins typically represent lifelessness and the lack of emotion from other people, and just many of them back there. And
I see an angel wing or something back
yeah,
there.
I see an angel wing. I can't really tell what else is around it. And now you see the red is off. So it's like he's exposed, but he's trying to heal himself because he doesn't have the eyes watching him as the mannequins are broken and in pieces.
Exactly.
But now he's left to himself and his insecurities. Because now he's on the floor, he looks depressed, he looks alone, and nobody's there. But there's a tiny little bit of light over there, which is good because it was really dark in here for a second here. I can't really see anything here, but he definitely looks sort of kind of alone to his thoughts.
It's basically empty.
Empty. Because he doesn't really have much to his face like he usually does. He's very expressive, like Hobie is, as they're both air signs, and he's a Libra. Libras tend to be very expressive. And lately, when it comes to his music, he's been very not so expressionable like usual. So I think he's more or less hiding behind a mask now because it's probably gotten so unbearable to do. And that's probably why he wanted to definitely convey his feelings in these concepts in his song. See, and the lights have to represent something, but the mannequins, I know that's a common thing, but the fact that they're broken instead of wearing something and surrounding him and are looking at him seems like it's like he's taking a break from that judgment, but now he's just alone with the thoughts of the judgment.
Right.
And he could be trying to heal because red also does represent health. He could be trying to heal from that as well. And a lot of times, he said before, it's really hard for him to talk to other members about his problems or his feelings. He typically tries to deal with them on his own. So I would think that this says when he feels the insecurities and the depressions of everyone's judgments of him, I think he's typically deals with them alone, so he feels alone in the matter and doesn't really know how to handle it. So then he just puts on a mask to hide that pain, typically, because a lot of the members say they typically don't know when Jimin's upset about anything because he's really good at hiding it.
Exactly.
But I do think that the chest being exposed is like, this is myself, this is my true feelings, because why would only his heart be exposed?
Could be, exactly. So he's exposed.
His heart is exposed. Not anything deeper, not his arms, nothing else, just his face and his heart. That's what's exposed. So saying, see the true me. Yep, seeing the true me, basically. Oh, that was good. Those were actually good concepts. And black are very representative.
And I think, too, considering that he is an artist on many levels, he did manage to bring in a lot of symbolism into these 3 videos. Now, let's say the first one was a sample, the other 2 showed lots of different symbolisms. And, And
I mean, symbolism of the figure in the first one, the statue being pieced together with gold, I mean, I thought that was a really good representation.
So, I'm sure other people may look and view things very differently. This is just from Lexi's point of view. This is from a person who has spent her entire life analyzing and trying to figure out what people's true intentions were towards her. She has huge trust issues as far as people go because she has been used so many times by people who proclaimed or professed they were her friends.
And I tried to look past my intuition of them being bad for me, and I wanted to see the good in them.
She wanted to allow them... I think she sort of kind of wanted to prove herself wrong.
Yeah, I wanted to.
And unfortunately, that didn't happen. Her intuition was proven to be correct. So
every time it has.
And when I'm saying this, I'm not talking about just friends. My kid here is 20 years old, and she may not want me to say this, but she's never had a boyfriend because she's never trusted anybody.
No, I mean, because the thing is when I had people talk to me before, like boys, I guess I would say, in middle school, it started with, people started giving me compliments. But the fact is, the word they used with the compliments is typically they say I was hot or I was sexy, not I was gorgeous or I was beautiful, which is typically the very different meanings.
Right. Or you're pretty.
You're pretty.
Or wow, you're really. And you can even say something in an even nice manner, man. That's a really good drawing because she was into art. That's a really good drawing. Can you show me? Do you have more artwork? I mean,
they could look at my talents. Thing is, they only saw what I looked like,
visual,
and they tended to use the words that represented lust.
Yeah, you're hot, you're sexy.
So I basically avoided that.
And so, and then she was asked out many times, and because I thought for the longest time, I'm like, I can't believe nobody's never asked you out. She said, oh, Mama, they asked me out. She says, I'll tell them no. And I'm like, why? She's like, because I know their true intention. And I'm like, okay. So I guess it can be a good thing when you can actually look at somebody and tell what their true intentions are, but
and it makes it very lonely at the same time.
it makes for a very lonely, teenage years. She spent her entire teenage years basically with,
And even Jimin has said that before in several other videos before. He's pretty lonely just because he knows how people view him.
Exactly. And I mean, and when you're treated as, just a visual, do you not care what that person has inside them? Do you not care about their qualities? Do you not care about their compassion?
Most people nowadays are more about materialistic things and not about the soul.
Yeah, and she's not like that, which is why she's never went out on a date with anybody, and she, her friends just sort of kind of come and go when they find out that she's not going to teach them bad things about the gifts that she has.
And I don't try to go along with their bad decisions when it comes to their supposed fun.
I mean, and when she was in school, everybody would come to her and they would ask her for all this advice and even dating advice. She's like, damn, I ain't never even dated anybody. Why are you asking me? And she would give them advice.
They never took it.
And then they wouldn't take it.
But then my advice would be proven to be right because something happened and they'd come to me and say, Lexi, you're right. And I would just kind of look at them because I'd heard it too many times already. I was done with it.
So I guess too, on the flip side, Lexi can sort of kind of identify with what Jimin is conveying here about what people see.
Because this one did speak to me the most.
It did. She said, I feel led to try to talk through these concepts and to maybe try to explain the symbolisms that I see and maybe what I think can be conveyed. She doesn't know.
Maybe see the messages. I mean,
exactly. I mean, there's always a message typically behind all songs.
And the thing is, we haven't really seen how much he's gone deeply into this. We don't know how deeply he's gone into this. I would think just because Jimin's into art in such a it's a huge passion of his. I would say he probably looked into it very deeply. I would say.
Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't too hard considering most of these people probably had to compartmentalize everything, living up and under this big eyeglass, this eyeglass of people always looking and judging and analyzing, and I would never ever want to have to live like that. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, it's good and all that he can provide for himself and for his family, helps his country, he does things for other businesses and things like that.
But he was helping some of the failing businesses during COVID. He's helped them recently.
Right. But to live under this microscope that him and the other members have to live under is
unbearable.
It would be, and it's I don't know how in the world they can do it. I have to commend them for doing that. But anyway, so this was video 3 of me, myself, and I really wanted to say Irene, Lexi. I wanted to say me, myself, and Irene. This, though, do you remember the movie, right? Me, Myself, and Irene? Okay. Anyway, so this is video 3, though, of me, myself, and Jimin. As we said before, these are just thoughts and things that Lexi was taken with the symbolism.
Don't know if there's any more coming out. Not sure.
Don't know. But other members are going to have some concepts out there. There is 2 others, so she will look into those a bit further, where she can try to point out some of the symbolisms, and from what we know, just from what we see from an outside view, maybe try to apply that to the member and see if we can understand what kind of message that they are trying to say. So, but if you hadn't done it already, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button and share videos with friends and family, okay? Thanks for your time, and until our next video. Peace.